Welcome to the second runcast. My name's Alex and this is my way of life. Here I'm in the Yodogawa area. I'm gonna go on a nice chill winter run. We're gonna shoot for like 30K, so a nice long run to get us prepped for the marathon here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. Want to just show you one of my favorite places to go running. It's really chill out here, really quiet. You know, compared to like Osaka Castle, it's just a lot more peaceful. You don't have to deal with as many people to weave around and stuff like that. So felt this was a perfect place to get a nice chill run here. Especially since I need to work on my pace. Right now I'm running at a 5-minute, 30-second pace. And you know, my goal for this next marathon is to do sub 4. So this puts us at the perfect kind of pace to get us to that goal. So just maintaining this and just staying the course. I just finished eating a Snickers bar here. It was really, really good. I love Snickers, man. I don't know, if I were ever to get sponsored for something, that's one of those things I would love to get a sponsorship for. Go on a hike, go on a run, eat a Snickers bar, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about kind of how, I don't know, everyone needs to chill. I feel like the world is so caught up in seeking attention, validation, you know, being viral, the most interesting or whatever. And I get that validation, you know, feels great. I get that people want to be seen. I know that loneliness is at an all-time high, pretty much, especially during winter. But I don't know, man. Every time I go through my feeds, there's always someone just these videos that get recommended. People just doing the dumbest stuff or craziest stuff just so they can get a few likes. You know, engagement baiting, rage baiting, all that stuff, just so they can get, I know some people make a livelihood out of it. And it's okay, I get it, you know. I respect the hustle. You know, you gotta pay your bill somehow, right? But at the same time, I don't know. Maybe it's because, you know, I'm a teacher and I think about the future. And I'm involved in the community. And I see how it influences the kids, and I don't know, man. Can't say I like what I see. So I feel especially adults, you know, going to the Shibuya crossing, do some crazy stuff. I know it's a meme, and it's basically tradition, but I don't know, maybe I'm just becoming old, maybe I'm becoming bitter as I get older and stuff. But I can't help but think about what it's doing to, what it's doing to us as a species, especially with AI and everything. It's just it's a little bit out of control. For sure, a lot of really funny videos, especially crazy cat videos, the AI morphs it into a crazy monster or something mid-scene. That kind of stuff, yeah, it gives me a giggle and whatnot. But I think people need to just chill out a bit. You know, just like me, going too fast on these runs and screwing my pacing over. People feel you know, we should take a step back, kind of re-examine, cool down a bit, take a few deep breaths, find our own rhythm instead of trying to, you know, become something that attracts attention or, you know, gets likes and views. And there's a lot of authenticity, I think, that's lost as a result of that sort of clout chasing. So, what up, pigeon? Woo! Oh, cool. Awesome. Oh, cool. That pigeon just gave us a nice greeting. So, what's up to everyone watching here? If you're listening to the podcast, I definitely recommend watching the full video so you can kind of see some sights, seeing the running courses, get to see parts of Osaka that most people just never show off. And for those who are watching, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Feel free to join me on a run one of these days. Just let me know, you know? And so, going back to the theme of chilling out, I know hustle culture, especially in the West, is so big. I mean, even in Asia too, like, you know, China, Korea, Japan, grinding super hard at school, study. But like, man, it is so exhausting. Like, I'm already at the point where, you know, if there's a 3-day weekend, I'll like thank the gods. I'm just like, oh my God, yes, one less day of work. People are so burnt out, you know what I mean? And that's just, I guess, you know, I get that companies want to make as much money as possible, be profitable, progress, blah, 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 all that stuff, but like, chill out, dudes. Take a vacation. Touch some grass. Get some fresh air. It feels great. Even though I'm like running, this is far more relaxing just because like I'm going at my own pace and not being like pushed to, you know, grind out a bunch of like sales figures or do a bunch of lessons or, you know, do whatever someone expects of me. I'm just like being me. And so, of course, some people naturally want to hustle. You know, I get that. Some people, yeah, they live for the grind. You know, without it, they don't know what to do. So I get that. I respect that. But I just wish society didn't place so much emphasis on that. Same with like being an extroverted person. Like being introverted versus extroverted. You know, huge difference in how people kind of view you, treat you, prioritize like hires and whatnot. And that's unfortunate. So, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. For me, one of my resolutions to chill out is to kind of place less emphasis and importance on results. So, the last few years I've been grinding every day, you know, like Japanese vocab, you know, learning something. I dabbled in programming, I dabbled in design, I dabbled in a bunch of different stuff. And so far nothing's really like stuck outside of Japanese. So I'm still trying to like, you know, figure out my own life. But you know, I kept kind of putting myself into a negative headspace, you know, getting depressed over not getting results, you know. It's like, oh man, just finish this course and then get a job. Bam, bam, you know. That sort of mental expectation. And that ate me up a lot inside. And I definitely noticed my mental going down, my physical, you know, I'd get sick easier, or like my posture would be worse. It just sucked, dude. So, at least for me, I definitely need to chill out more. Not think about like making the best use of my time or being efficient or, you know, running hella fast all the time. Just need to just be. And in doing that this year, you know, I find myself being a lot more relaxed. It's helping me kind of re-examine kind of my priorities differently. Instead of, I have to do this and this and this, I have to do 2 hours of study, I have to finish all these vocabulary cards before I go to bed. Instead, just being, you know, happy with the fact that I did something. I did like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I think just that, of course, consistency is always the key. So the fact that I did that is good enough. The fact that, I didn't run every day last week, but the fact that I ran, 20K, half a marathon, basically 3 times 2 weeks ago, is fantastic. And then last week just ran once, that's okay. I still got some exercise in, and then I'm doing it today. So I still got some consistency in, putting that mileage in. Better than doing nothing, right? So just learning to be more positive in that regard has been very, very helpful. So I love this area because you'll just see a bunch of like soccer teams, baseball teams, doing their games or practices. And then here, you'll see a bunch of people peacefully fishing. It's great. I love just how, vast this view is. Normally I take this bridge, kind of run around it. But today, I think I'll go a little further. We're currently at 8.1K, so I think that's fine. We're gonna go for 30 anyway, so might as well explore as much as we can. It gives you a chance to kind of see a little bit more as well. Up on this hill is a nice little park. Forgot the name, but I love that. Everywhere you go, especially if you fall along the river, you can find a lot of really neat spots. So that's really cool. I think there's a golf course on that side too. So for sure we're gonna cross the river here. I'm just not sure if we do it now or if we can cross it a little further down. Anyway, there's always a next time too, the next runcast, depending on how it goes today, If you have anything that you have been wanting to kind of chill out about, if you've been pressuring yourself a lot this year, let me know in the comments down below. What's been kind of eating you up inside? What have you been rushing yourself to do? What's something that you feel like you need to do more of, even though you're still putting in effort, but you feel like it's not good enough? Let me know. And let's kind of, let's crush it together, man. Do that. Let's crush it. It's interesting to think that, running is very, very simple. You just do it. And you do it a lot. And you get better. Because that's what we're built for, I guess. But, 2 months ago, in November, I struggled to do a 5K at the time that I did it today. Because I just hadn't run that much. Focused on other things. And in just 2 months, I did the same 5K, same amount of time. It's totally easy, felt great. So you adapt so easily. And it's not like I was, busting my ass, working really hard or anything either. It's just showing up. Whether it's, learning Japanese, I definitely find that even if I do just a little bit every day, I find myself more kind of in the zone, easier to pick up stuff, speak, especially speaking. So it makes a huge difference, just the fact that you're activating those kind of neural pathways every day, using that skill so it doesn't go away. And now 2 months later, barely could run a 5K comfortably. Now I'm doing that while talking at the same pace, and I'm running 6 times more without stopping. Nice. That's a huge win. So if you can do that with running, and I'm not following a crazy program or anything, I'm just going out whenever I can, right? If I can do that with a suboptimal, barely a plan, and still achieve really good results, imagine how much you could and what you're trying to do. Imagine what you can get done if you followed a really optimal plan. like a actual course or training program for building muscle, losing weight, you name it. It's just like taking 5 minutes, 10 minutes, just even think about it, makes a huge difference. I think, if I remember correctly, I can take this course, like this path, and it goes all the way to like the Kyoto area. Should we go here? Yeah, let's see what's around here. See some fishermen doing their thing. Dude, I totally want to like fish when I'm older. It's like, get outside, and it's like, not even, okay, dead end here. Not even like all that hard work, you're just like chilling out. Yeah, you're just like chilling, enjoying the view, getting some nice fresh air. How nice is that? Whew. Oh, and some big news for you guys. So we've proceeded with the offers for the new apartment, and I think we're gonna buy it. And next week we're gonna meet with the owner. We're gonna go over the loan interest and stuff like that. But yeah, basically everything's becoming finalized. So in the next few months we're gonna be moving. We're gonna have a new area, lots of exciting things, more views to show we're all running, and we're going to be living close to one of my favorite parks. So I'm stoked. A lot of stuff to show you guys, and also just like a new chapter in our life. It's crazy. Like, if I never left Japan, I don't think I'd be able to have this kind of conversation. Like, I mean, I grew up in Seattle. Seattle's expensive as shit, dude. So the thought of not only renting a place by yourself, but then buying it, that's insanity. You have to make some pretty good money to do that, I feel. Yeah, I was looking at, granted, this is greater Seattle area, like downtown and stuff, but I was looking at apartment listings for just like single bedrooms, and Jesus, it's like over $2,000-$3,000 easy. That's crazy. The house that we live in now, it's 2 bedrooms plus a washitsu, so it's basically 3 rooms, and then the dining and kitchen area. That's like only $800 a month. That's crazy how cheap that is in comparison. What the hell, dude? And like, we're still in a nice area. What was that guy? We're right by the castle. So how nice is that? So no way I would be able to afford that unless, of course, I went into tech or something. But dude, my way, the channel would have been extremely different, that's for sure. It is interesting to think about, though, like where your life would be had you taken a different path. So I am very excited to see, where my life goes, where this new apartment, this new city brings us. Oh, I got a little baseball practice here. All right, we're about 9.6K. Not bad. I do need to slow down a little bit, because I don't want to run at my marathon pace the entire time. It's supposed to be a chill run, right? So I'll slow down just a little bit. Got a cool tower here. No idea what it is. Let's check it out. One of my favorite things though, living in Japan, is just, even though I live balls deep in the city, like less than 10K away, I can already get away from that. I mean, bam, there's the main city residential area right there. But then just right next to this, we have a nice open river, a bunch of park areas. That's so cool. Very, very nice. And this isn't exclusive to just like where I live. There's places like this everywhere, even in the city. And you don't even need a car to see it. You just have to, for a lot of people, just bike it, but it's pretty accessible. Gotta love it. I think once we get to the end of that bridge, be a good spot to end today's runcast. I'm just starting to get that runner's high. It's kind of like I'm going full like dog in a candy store, dog in the car window kind of mode here. I'm just like, oh, what's this? What's that? So it's like my thoughts are just not coming through, So, whew, how beautiful. Whew. And I got a rice ball in my backpack. So if you've been, thinking about running, doing long distance, I got one of these running bags that has the water bottle inside. Huge game changer. If you saw my Mino hike video, that's the one I'm talking about. Whew, super windy. I got the dead cat mic cover on this time, so hopefully my voice sounds more natural and this wind isn't blasting your ears, hopefully. Whew, what a nice view. And even though it's like in the middle of winter, it's still like 16 degrees Celsius. So I'm just wearing like shorts and a t-shirt. It's fantastic. Oh my gosh. It's crazy how much like your sense of what's cold, what's hot, your heat sense changes dramatically once you immerse yourself in your train in the seasons. Train outside versus like training in the gym. It's always relatively like the same temperature, right? So I noticed such a big change when I started running outside a lot, and I hardly get sick despite this weather being really chilly for a lot of people. I mean, most people are kind of like that guy wearing a bunch of layers. He might even have a leggings underneath his pants. A lot of thick coats and stuff. But nah, dude, don't need it. And I think I got more sick going to the gym just because, not everyone wipes the equipment. A bunch of germs, people coughing and shit. The air is probably, not all that right, because especially winter and summer, they just blast the aircon or heater. Whew, oh nice. Couple dudes. It's like paddleboarding. That looks fun. I gotta try that sometime. Oh man, I wonder how cold the water is. If you biffed it, how shitty would that be? Whew. Okay. And I think the Juso area is right there. Looks like, we can continue going on there. So Kyoto is somewhere over there. Very cool. I do, even though we are moving, I do kind of wish I lived around here. Just imagining being able to run this all the time without having the first 10K warm up just to get here. I would love living around here and just running this all the time. So nice. Whew. Whew. Okay. And bam, Yodogawa River right there. What up? Good. Thank you so much for joining me on the runcast today. I hope you guys have a good day. Just eating our rice ball and then we'll continue our run. Have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.